I'm just watching the Game Awards and also making artwork at the moment, so if you hear that, that's Ted drawing tablets. Ted drawing tablet, I haven't said that in a while. In years, I think. Anyway, so two Horrorverse games made it, I think maybe three actually, technically speaking, made it to the Player's Choice of games, and to be honest, I don't give a shit that they won. I do sort of give a shit that they were nominated, and as a player of them, I do think the games have a long way to go before they're actually decent and something that an average person would consider, let alone have the time for, which is a big thing. You know, I don't think Genshin's defined by its exploration, but its story. Zen Zone Zero I've not tried and I don't want to, for reasons I'll go into later. And I think Hawkeye Star Rail made an appearance, I think. Maybe it was a teaser. And that game's great. Honestly, I can't fault it that much. It's quick and easy. There's unfortunately a lack of catch-up mechanics and also limited 5 stars, which aren't actually limited because they rerun eventually, but still, the fact you can't get them earlier is just a bad choice. And I think that's annoying, to be honest. But I have to say this about these games, because if it is a popularity contest, then it's not a very balanced one. Because in a sense, I think a game that can win twice in a row, just because it's a live service, is not fair. I think other games should deserve a chance, and even though Black Myth Wukong apparently won one of them, I forgot what the other game was, Balatro, I think it was, yeah, Balatro, won the best mobile game. Justifiably so. It's a small game, small developer, and it's generally a good concept, even though I've not tried it myself, but I've seen many people play it. And it's deserved, honestly, because it just works well for what it is, and it's a single player game. As far as I know, it's not a live service based on what I've seen of it, so you're not restricted by that. And this comes to my point, really, of this entire thing. Live services, they suck, and Genshin and just Horrorverse games, let's just say in general, are no exception. I'm saying this because I'm concerned, and the state of live service games is just horrid. You know, we've seen Concord shut down, which apparently was a decent game, other than the time-gated fucking story for some reason. But there's also older games like Anthem and Babylon's Fall. I forgot what the name of it was, but it was like a Square Enix game that failed. It was touted as a live service, and fuck me. Yeah, also like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Remember that one? Gotham Knights, I think was one, if I'm not mistaken. I could get that wrong. Probably got that wrong. But the point is, this market's so oversaturated with live services, and we don't need any more. And every time I see a trailer for a new one, I'm like, this looks much better than Genshin. It looks much better than Honkai Star Rail, but am I going to play it? No. I don't have the time. What am I doing here? I'm making fucking artwork. I'm not going to play another fucking game. 2 is enough. 3 is going a bit overboard, honestly, right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, which, like, to be honest, it's one of the best live services out there. Just so far, I'm only on Stormblood? Yeah, Stormblood, I think it is. Up to the part where Gugetsu, let's just say, reappears. That should be a spoiler. Who knows? But, it's interesting. I've enjoyed it so much so that I've tried to play it every day until like, a new Genshin patch comes out, which often takes up the time. But yeah, the problem with live services is you don't have the time to play them. The more grindy they are, the less likely people are to play them. And I say that having played good live services like Deep Rock Galactic, and obviously Final Fantasy 14 here, which honestly is grindier than Genshin. but it's still fun, and that's really the point. You can pick it up whenever you want, you can play it whenever you want, and you won't get punished. Whereas with something like Genshin, or Honkai Star Rail, or I think it's in the Slim Zero even does this, I don't know, I haven't played it once. They have events that you won't ever be able to revisit. I don't know if Honkai Star Rail archives theirs, but still, that's still FOMO. Because you're missing out on older events that were probably really good. And definitely, in Genshin's case, it was. I remember the OG Windbloom Festival, that was amazing. My god, I do not want any live services, and I say this as a gamer my entire life. And played live services all my life actually. One of the games I played was Team Fortress 2. I put over 5,000 hours into that. I stopped in 2016, came back in 2023 during a bot crisis, and it was horrible. And the point is that these games just fall flat when you only offer a live service experience. If you offered a single player experience as opposed to live service, like for example, let's say you make Genshin Impact not always online and instead offer a story mode, I'd pick that up in an instant, honestly, over the fucking live service. Even if you have to pay for it, like £40 for the entire game, or like £5 subscription. It's like, give it to me. Fucking hell. I'll take that in an instant, but as it currently stands, the only enjoyment you get from the game is really the story that you get every few months and lots of exploration. But even then, it's not satisfying. 5.0 made some great changes, but it's not the best changes possible. I just get fed up with this. And Honkai Star Rail's better balanced compared to Genshin Impact. There's less exploration but bigger rewards. There's, I think, more characters, which unfortunately creates a hole in your wallet if you're bad at spending, like I can be sometimes. In general, I just think the market's so oversaturated and we don't need any more anime gachas. And I've seen so many content creators unfortunately fucking shill these fucking cunts. Like, there's no other word for them. Like, Hoyoverse are cunts, just to make that clear. They're stupid developers. I've seen what they've done all this time. I'm too invested into it to really sort of give it up. It's the unfortunate reality. I think the only thing that's going to make me give it up for good is if they make a really bad choice, like a really bad financial decision, if they fuck up Malika, for example. Or if they fuck up the story, doing it some stupid way. But it's frustrating. Because if I had the time, I probably would play more live services. Because they can be some of the best content. But there's no way to replay them if they're gone. And that's really what's stopping me from picking them up. Other than the time investment, that is. Yeah, every time I see a new gacha out there, it's like, well, you're not going to succeed. You're too late to the game. Hoyoverse took that, and unfortunately they're dominant, and there isn't much you could do about it unless you make something more convincing. Like if you did it instead of a gacha, a microtransaction game, as a live service, people will go into it and like it. I guarantee you. And the gameplay could be good, but that's the more important thing. I think the gameplay has to be good. So yeah, that's really sort of my thoughts on live services and what happened at the Game Awards. The game doesn't deserve any awards. None of them do. The games that deserve it are indie games and single player games. Really, some single player games can be shit. We've seen that a lot. But it matters when effort is put in, and that's why the games that won definitely deserved it. I haven't seen anyone complain about Balatro yet, and that's saying something. And also Black Myth Wukong, I've heard complaints about various things, but it's not been so major that it's like, oh, you can't have this in the Game Awards. Yeah, that's a mouthful. I don't mean to ramble like this, but fuck, I can't keep my thoughts within. Yeah, ball them up and then it explodes. So yeah, thanks for listening and see people on the video.